Hi, I'm Doug Imba with the Winch Company. It's a beautiful day here in British Columbia. Well, any day it's not raining is a beautiful day here in British Columbia, but today the sun is actually out and things have dried out a little bit, so we're going to take the opportunity to go up and take out this grove of trees, but it's a little bit nippy to be out here without my jacket. Let me slip my jacket on, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. Well, this grove of maples is a bit of a problem for us for two reasons. One is, all those leaves are going to come off and they're going to be down on the driveway, and that makes for a real slippery mess. And the other thing is, it gives shade on our cabin, so we've decided they've got to come out. So what we're going to do is, we're going to drop them down on the driveway, but we don't want to buck them up there because, again, we're going to have a mess on the driveway. So we're going to use the winch, and the winch will skid them from the driveway into our landing site over here, where we can buck them all up and make a little bit of firewood, keep us warm this winter. So let's go on up and start falling those trees. The tree saver belt. Let's use it as a choker. Tighten those all up. Hook our hook on. We can fire the winch back up, pull these over to the landing area. I love chopping firewood. This is what's left of the maples. We cut down up at the top of the driveway. Just going to put this in the woodshed so it'll dry. We'll have some firewood later on this season. So we did what we set out to do. We got all the maples cut down. There's about 25 or 30 of them up there, and they're probably about 30 feet tall, maybe a little bit more, some of them. Some of them had some nice big butts like you see over here. A lot of them were much smaller, but they're still great firewood. So what happened is we dropped them all on the driveway, got them all nice and straight actually, except for a couple strays went the other direction we couldn't control too well. But once we got them down on the driveway, we had to spin them around, get the butts going the right direction so we could skid them over to our landing. So what we did is got the winch set up so we could turn them around, and we used the tree saver belt, and we hooked as many of the tops of the trees in a choker hold as we could, and we spun them around, but we didn't have an anchor point exactly where we needed to get them precisely where we wanted to go, because of course it was in the middle of our driveway. So what we did is we used the Lewis ground anchor. Now the Lewis ground anchor just slides into the gravel in the driveway or the dirt and makes a great anchor point. Set the Lewis winch on top of it. As a matter of fact, we wound up doing all the pulls in this video using the ground anchor. And the reason is that the landing site was out behind the cabin, and there's a very narrow corridor between the cabin and the bank. And again, we needed our anchor point in exactly the right spot so we could pull through that corridor. So what we did is we just repositioned the Lewis winch and the Lewis ground anchor after we had everything turned around the right direction, and we pulled them back and alongside the cabin and got into our landing point. And of course there we de-limbed them and bucked them all up, and we got them down here so we can split them up. So you can just see how easy it is when you use the Lewis winch. It wasn't a very hard day's work for me. It was a lot of fun actually running the chainsaw, and a heck of a lot of fun running the Lewis winch. And I love the final outcome, and we get to chop all the wood up and put it in our fireplace and have a nice warm fire when we're done and the wood's all dry. So have a look at our website, www.lewiswinch.com. You'll see we got lots of instructional videos, lots more videos to show you how easy all this stuff is. That's how the Lewis winch does that.